You need God's Spirit. You need His presence. You need His voice. Life is much better when you have God's Spirit. I wanted to jump on and encourage you to be more committed. For the whole month of November, God has really given me a word. I pray that it blesses you to take our commitment to another level. We often start things and we don't finish it. And many times we beat ourselves up because it's like, what am I not doing right? Is it me? What can I do better? The truth of the matter is you need someone to help you be committed. The truth is you cannot be committed on your own. In order for you to be committed, you have to have God's Spirit. I mean, you do have to have principles and you got to practice and you got to keep starting. But most importantly, you have to have God's Spirit. You have to have God's Spirit on the inside of you so that it can push you, that it'll give you what you need, give you the energy, give you the direction, give you the goals, give you the mission of what you should be committed with. There are so many people that I experience. They want to be committed, but the truth is they're not committed to what they need to be committed to. And so when they start something, they're not on track and it's never going to work. My challenge for you, whoever may be watching me, is to stop. Ask God, what is it that you want me to be committed to? Where should I be? What should I be doing? And when should I be doing it? And I believe when you have more clarity of what you're called to, it'll be just a little easier to be committed to it. It's easier to be committed to something that you care about. It's easier to be committed to something that you cherish or that you're called to. So stop blaming yourself. Stop beating yourself up because you're trying to be committed to something you shouldn't be doing. You're in a relationship you shouldn't be in. You're at a job you shouldn't be working. You're in a career you shouldn't be with. You're with a person you shouldn't even be married, or you shouldn't be dating, or you shouldn't be texting, or you shouldn't be calling. All of that, you need to ask God, what do you want me to do? Where do you want me to be? How do you want me to go about it? And I guarantee you, when you find where you're supposed to be, your commitment level is going to go higher. And that's why you need God's Spirit. You need God's Spirit to direct you to where you need to be so that you can move with fluidity, so that you can move with cadence that helps you to progress and to become and do what God has called you to do. Don't beat yourself up another day. No matter how many times you have to start over again, start over again. No matter how many times you have to stop and recalibrate, stop and recalibrate. No matter how many times you have to throw some things overboard and say, hey, I got to rethink this. Throw it overboard and rethink it. I'm giving you license as your pastor. If you're watching this, I'm giving you license to give up what you don't need to have, to restock what you need, to return back to God and say, God, I have made some detours on my own. But this time I want to do it with your Spirit. This time I want to do it with your guidance. This time I want to do it with the mentality that nothing is too hard for you and I'm not going to waste my time. So I'm encouraging you, if you're watching this, no matter where you are, who you are, where you've been, get started today. Ask God to restore His Spirit to you. And then from there, go in the direction that you need to go. And I guarantee you, by the time you get there, you're going to look back and say, I'm so grateful that I stopped, I restarted. And when I restarted, I didn't just restart with myself, but I restarted with God's Spirit. You need God's Spirit. You need His presence. You need His voice. Life is much better when you have God's Spirit. Life is much better when you have God's direction. Life is much better when you know you don't have to restart and you don't have to be committed to the wrong thing because you can do this thing with God. So listen, you be blessed. And remember, your pastor said you can restart and you can restart with God's Spirit.